Before I start the video today, I want to thank everyone who wished me a happy birthday on the 25th of February and made me some amazing art as well as some SFM pictures for me. Big thanks to Miwin Lin for the art shown. You are really amazing. I also want to mention a comment by a user who mentioned my voice sounds sexy, like a mix with pyro-cynical without depression. So, let's restart the video. How's it going, guys? Unusual effect here, and, oh, fucking god. Wait, this guy thinks I sound like pyro-cynical without depression. In the case, I sound like an absolute faggot. Pyro, please don't flag the video. So, this week's loadout comes from Fear Da Kez, who has suggested the BackBurner for DAES loadout, which includes the Festive BackBurner, Festive Shotgun, and Contiguous Objector. To start this week's loadout, the BackBurner is a primary flamethrower which can be obtained from drops, pyro, milestone, or the strange version from an unbox. The BackBurner's perks give 100% critical hits from behind. Upon extinguishing an ally, you will receive 20 health, but the air blast takes 150% more ammunition, meaning 4 air blasts and then you are out of ammo, which keeps it fairly balanced. Damage models on the BackBurner start at 4.76 per particle from the flamethrower's maximum range, while 6.8 at close range. Mini crits start at 6 at its maximum range and then 9 at its close range. Then critical hits start at 14 at its maximum range and 20 at close range. Once enemies are on fire, enemies stay ignited for 10 seconds unless extinguished with a friendly air blast, mad milk or Girardi, or even a health pickup. The afterburn lasts for 20 ticks, dealing 3 damage per tick, making a total of 60 damage if the enemy stays on fire for the burn period. Mini crit afterburns stay for the same duration but deals 4 damage per tick, making a total of 80 damage if the enemy has a mark for death active or any mini crit debuffs. The BackBurner, like all flamethrowers, carries 200 ammo capacity, and the festive version, which has antlers like a reindeer, which can obscure vision, which can get a bit annoying if using the festive version for competitive. Similar turnaround point like the Flog, the BackBurner can change a game around when flanking enemies, decimating a medic heavy combo before they can even notice you, or even a quick spy checking. The flamethrower is amazing. However, the air blast cost is what balances the weapon, taking 50 ammo per air blast, which can lead you out of ammo quickly if you are relying on a good air blast, knockback, or trying to push an enemy off the edge. In MVM, however, this weapon is ridiculous amazing. Starting matches off with health on kills, simple resistances can make a match of advance go past in a breeze. What even makes this more ridiculous is when using the Ubercharge canteen, you can make yourself invincible while dealing crits from behind. Killing giant robots such as Sir Nuxalot or Chief Blast Soldier with the correct team, with a medic with projectile shield and a heavy or soldier keeping the robots preoccupied, the BackBurner can melt the giant robots within seconds if done correctly. Upgrading the damage, ammo capacity, health on kill, the BackBurner is one of my favourite weapons to use in MVM, but I'll discuss the perks a little bit later. The shotgun is a class standard weapon for the pyro, soldier, and heavy, and a primary for the engineer. Strange versions can be obtained through an unbox, and skinned, strange, and unusual versions can be obtained through the gunmetal campaign, tough rate campaign, and their cases. The shotgun is a standard weapon which uses hit scan detection, which is the spread of the area of the projectiles. The shotgun is a pump action weapon carrying 6 shells in the gun and 32 shells reserved, and shoots 10 pellets per shell. Every shot requires a pump to get the next shell ready to fire. The weapon deals up to 9 damage per pellet at its point blank range, giving roughly 80 to 90 damage, up to 6 damage per pellet at mid range, giving 10 to 30 damage, and up to 3 damage at long range, giving 3 to 10 damage. Depending on the range and its hit scan area determines its damage per pellet. Mini crits with the shotgun start at 8.1 to 12.1 per pellet, depending on the range and hit scan area, and critical hits start at 18 per pellet depending on its hit scan area, meaning you can deal 180 damage on a full hit scan critical hit. Depending on hit scan areas, projectiles will determine the damage, which basically means if you hit a heavy with a good hit scan area at mid range, you can do well over 30 damage. But even if you are at point blank with a shotgun and a hit scan covers only half the body, it's not going to deal the full 80-90 damage. This determines the pellet's hit scan spread and your accuracy. Shotguns in the PvP area really have no downfall, as it's a stock weapon, but they can turn really deadly. Mainly as pyros, if a scout or an enemy player is running away, the shotgun can still have enough damage to kill a half damage scout at reasonable range, and they can still make a good offensive or defensive weapon, with its fair damage model killing most of the enemies within 2 to 3 accurate hit scan shots. In MVM, however, the shotgun is really there if you run out of ammo on your BackBurner. They still deal considerable amount of damage, but when the samurai demos or the crit heavies come, you'll need to rely on something that has more power and more damage output. Even though it's a pump during the robot's second wave of the power up, they can still regen their health, and even the huge heaps, the shotgun is something you shouldn't really bring to a fight. And lastly is the Conspicuous Objector, which is a melee weapon for all classes, which can be obtained through a drop or Manco store. The Conspicuous Objector allows you to put a custom image on the sign. The sign deals 65 damage per hit, 81 with mini crits, and 195 for critical hits. I don't really use this sign, but it's good that Valve allows some creativity to be used in the TF2 community. And since there's no laws or pros to it, it's just another melee weapon. But when you do get killed, the image of the item does appear in your kill cam, which is more of a goof weapon than anything. MVM, the robots don't see it, but it's good to be a smartass and get the F4 sign printed on the Conspicuous Objector. In terms of PvP, the BackBurner can meld a defense when flanking correctly. The critical hits can kill a medic heavy combo near instantly and can turn around a game dramatically. As far as the shotgun goes, picking off ignited escaping enemies is handy, and for long range pyros who like to M1 plus W, which is a lot more safer than going head on, and you'll be dealing a lot more damage than they will at long range. As well as combining a quick burn, air blast with a shotgun shot, leaving them falling to their death can kill an enemy quite quickly and as silently as you don't get the death scream when an enemy dies from falling damage. And then the Conspicuous Objector is just there for the shits. Nothing wrong with being a smartass. The load up in MVM is amazing, giving health on kill, ammo capacity, damage perks, and your BackBurner keeps you going in the fight. Combining resistances on critical, bullet, explosive just keeps you going even further. And as I mentioned, distracting a giant robot with a medic shield and a heavy damaging, the robot can lead you dealing those crits and melting the robot even faster, and further combining the Ubercharge canteen is more better than using the flog, as the flog only gives you 2 seconds of brief invulnerability and 8 seconds of criticals, while the canteen gives you 5 seconds and the BackBurner gives you 100% critical hits on the back, meaning you can deal a lot more damage up front than the flog. Though against tanks, the flog wins with overall tank damage. The shotgun is just there as a reserve, good for picking off scouts who have the bomb from a medium distance, and as I said, the sign's just there for the shits. Telling people to F4 is the key. Now it's time to move on to the final wave of this loadout. As I mentioned, getting more damage with health on kills with the BackBurner and further combining the Ubercharge canteen is perfect with this loadout. So, here's the footage of the last wave.
3, 2, 1. Okay, I guess crits aren't going to be needed. Here come the spy! Behind you and to your left.
Oh wait, the heavies are being a bit of an issue.
With the bomb is getting through.
Yeah, he made it through.
Never mind, the bomb just left.
I've been roasted in the aisle.
Striking the giant thing.
Blessed by Satan.
I revive someone, I just get killed by a bloody soldier. Yeah, all of them, maxed.
For you guys. Okay, that's been dealt with. Oh fuck, I'm dead. Down for you guys. Okay. Yep, set up for you guys.
Everyone got crit resistances?
Same with me. Even in the flank advantage. Setting up another dispenser for you guys. Got it set up. Now I don't. Because of that goddamn dispenser. I mean, Sentry Buster.
Use it wisely.
Yep. Yeah, baby! I'm now moist.
Good job, everybody.
I have just climaxed. Ah.
Good stuff.
Oh, daddy.
And that concludes today's episode of TF2 Loadup. Make sure you write a comment in the section below on what loadout you'd like me to review next. Also, make sure to give a like on the video and make sure you subscribe for more content. For now, I'm XenoGenic, and I'll see you in the next episode of TF2 Loadup.